Hello my clay friends, this is RP Jules with STL Handmade Craft Spot. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a whimsical flower. We have one more step that I have to teach you before we actually put everything together. And that's just to make this little guy right here, and that's a piece of filler that's going to go in between the flowers as we put everything together. That's what's going to help hold everything together to help it keep its shape. So we're going to make this. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do it. All you need is a piece of polymer clay in the color of your choice that will complement the flower that you're making. I'm going to be using Sculpey Primo's bright green, and you will need a tissue blade for this so that you can make your cuts in your clay so that we can fold it over for the next steps. So all you're going to do here is just take your clay. You don't have to do it any particular way. You don't have to pinch it up neatly or anything, because we're going to do so much to this little guy that it's not even going to matter. So you just want to roll it up like this. Okay, roll it up a little bit, and you can pinch it up. So you want to lay it down on your work surface. Okay, and we're going to pinch it up to one side. We're going to create a little triangle. We're going to pinch it up to one side, and you're going to turn it over, and you're going to pinch it up the other side, and you're going to do the same thing to the other side till you have a really weird looking little triangle that we're going to turn into the little filler pieces that's going to fit in between each of the little circular whimsical flower petals, excuse me. So you're going to lay it on your work surface, and you're going to pinch. You're going to pinch and push down. As you pinch and push down, you will see that the triangle moves out. So I'm going to do it again on the opposite side so you can see the clay move in the opposite direction. So you're going to pinch and push down, pinch, push it down, and pinch. And as you can see, it moved out, and it's a little bit larger than it was from the when we originally created the little triangle. And you're going to continue to do this until you are satisfied with the size. Okay, and I'm going to take these down to the size of the other filler pieces that I made, and you're going to continue to go from side to side, push and pull, and your triangle is going to get smaller. So in actuality, what we're doing, this is a form of a little simple cane, and we're reducing it down so you can use it as small as you would like. Okay, and you're just going to keep going and keep going and keep going. And while we're doing this, let me tell you a little bit about me. I've been working with polymer clay for about 4 years, but I've been designing jewelry for approximately 15 years. So I wanted to find another medium that I could use to create beautiful jewelry with. Of course, you can use gemstones. Who wouldn't want to work with gemstones? But I like to work with all different types of medium. It's fun. It doesn't always have to be so serious, and you can still make just as beautiful jewelry that you love, whether you use a gemstone or a piece of clay or whatever medium that you choose. So this pretty much is about the same size of this filler piece that we made here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use it as a guide. This is about 2 inches in length. I guess a lot in terms of my measurement because I work with clay a lot, and I work with different things as I create jewelry. And when you do it long enough, you can actually eyeball just about the actual, the size of what it is. So if you don't feel comfortable doing that, feel free to use a ruler to get accurate measurements for your first cut. And then after your first cut, you can use it to cut the rest. So we're going to get our tissue blade, and we're going to make the cuts. So you don't have to worry about how neat he's going to look, this little guy is going to look, because it's going to go in between the little whimsical flower petals. And I don't know why I can't say petals today, but that's what's going to happen. And guess what? We had just enough to put in between our petals. Now, actually, you will need about maybe 6 to 7 pieces. And I've already prepared some other filler pieces prior to making this video. So the next step is to choose whether you want to utilize your piece where you did the stripe bullseye piece, or if you want to utilize your other piece that you may have created here. So the choice will be yours. I'm going to use this one right here because I like the bright green. It's happy and it's full of joy. And the middle section of the flower, you want to make it just a little bit larger than your whimsical petals. You can make it increasingly larger, but you will need many more petals, and the size will have to match the actual portion of the flower. And later on I will show you how to make a flower cane. They're very pretty. So we're going to move forward with this whimsical little guy right here. So what you want to do is you want to take your little bullseye pieces here, and you want to stick them together. You don't have to worry about them coming apart because it's raw clay to raw clay. And you're going to stick those little guys together. And you're going to continue and see how the little whimsical flowers coming together. And you want to make sure that they stick to each other. Now it could take anywhere from 6 to 7 petals to create a little whimsical flower like this. You want to push it down a little bit so it will you will still have good control over it, because sometimes clay wants to do its own thing, and you have to let the clay know I am in control. Okay, and as you can see, this little whimsical flower is coming together pretty cool. That's one of the first flowers I made before I actually learned how to make an actual flower with petals. And there's many stages to that, but it's pretty cool to do. And as you can see, you have all of your flower petals together. And what you want to do, you want to check all your sides to make sure everything is indeed stuck together. Okay, The next step is to put the filler pieces in between each little crease, and that's what we're going to do. You're just going to stick each piece, and as you can see, this is too big, so guess what, we're going to take it and bring it down some more, and that's what you do. You measure it, and you can bring it down some more and make it smaller, as small as you need it. Reduce it down, because that's what we're doing. Don't be afraid. If you make a mistake, ball up the filler, start all over again. That's the fun part with clay. There are no mistakes, just have fun. And you want to take the filler, put it down in between there, and you want to push it down in between there. Like this. Just push it down in between there. Okay. And cut it. Now all of the other filler, we're going to have to do the same thing because we made it a little larger. And you just cut it down and put your excess filler aside because it's the same color of clay. And just put it aside. I show all the steps in my videos because I want you to learn everything. I want you to learn every step. You might think it's a little boring, you might think it's a little long, but I really would rather you learn all of it than to skip over steps and not know exactly what to do. Or you think that I didn't show you everything. And I definitely don't want you to think that. So again, you just pushing it in between there, and you're going to cut it. Don't worry about the bottom of it because we're going to cut all of it together. We're going to cut all of it, and you're going to see it's going to be pretty. Sometimes when you're working with clay canes or you're creating something, and when you're in the middle stages of it, you think, I don't know how this is going to look. You may feel like you want to give up because it's not what you think it should be. Sometimes you just have to complete the entire process in order to see that it turns out really pretty. Sometimes some really beautiful things come out unexpected, and you exceed your own expectations. So you want to continue doing this, and I'm going to do each and every one with you. All of my videos will be like this, so you won't miss a thing. And if you hear my fans going in the background, it's because my air is out and it's a little hot today. Just continue to push it down into the creases. And then just push down as you're pushing it down into there. And this helps it to keep its shape. That's the whole purpose of the filler, is just to help the pieces to keep its shape. And that's what you want it to do, help keep its shape. And you do this on larger flowers as well. And you can do the same thing with other clay canes, depending on what it is. And you want it to keep its shape, you're going to add filler. And I'll show you in videos such as those how you do the same exact thing. I'm going to, and don't worry about it. You know, if this is your first time doing this and it doesn't come out the way you want it, don't worry about it. Just keep practicing and have fun. That's the most important thing, is just to have fun. And you create beautiful things when you're just having fun and you're not really trying so hard. I've created many beautiful pieces doing just that, letting the stress just melt away. Okay, and cut that off, and we have one more. And as you can see, we have one more little crease to put filler right there. And you can choose any color to make your little whimsical flowers that your heart desires. Whatever colors that make you feel happy and full of joy, that's what you'll use. Okay? So now we're finished, and don't even worry about this little crack right here, because the next step, what we're getting ready to do, is we're going to bring over a larger piece of clay, a sheet of clay, and what you're going to do, you're going to lay it down, and you're going to lay your whimsical flower on it, cut it in half, set it aside, because you can make another flower with it, or you can use it for something else. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your flower, that the whole flower is encased in the clay. You want to take it and lay it down and roll it over as I've shown you in other videos, and you'll see a little line, and that's where you want to cut, where that little line is, and you want it to meet up. See how it meets up? It meets up. And you do want to roll it just a little. Just a little. And that's just to close up the seam. And we're going to roll it because we want to get rid of the seam. And you want to roll it in a circular motion. Don't roll it really hard. We really just want to roll it so that the petals and the filling, the middle section and the outer layer of the flower cane all sticks together. So you want to do it gentle, roll it in a circular motion. We're not going to worry about the wonky ends of this. We just want to make sure that the seams have completely disappeared. And if you want, you can use both hands, but you want to make sure that it's even, that it stays even. In a circular motion. I'm using this part of my hand right here, and I'm not rolling it really hard. We just want to get rid of the seam. And you're rolling it soft. You're adding just a little bit of pressure, but not too much pressure on it. And as you can see, as you roll it, the seam is slowly starting to disappear. Now on larger flowers, when I make them, I do roll a lot firmer because it's a larger flower, and the reduction process at that level is a little bit tedious. So then you figure out different ways. How do I get the flower to reduce, everything to stay in order, and you can actually gently pull, rub the seam, pull, and rub the seam, pull, and rub the seam. You can gently do it in that motion. Okay, we're not going to worry about how crazy the ends are looking, because yes, they are indeed looking crazy. Okay, you keep rubbing and pulling, rubbing and pulling, and you are reducing it a little bit. You can make sure it's a little even. Okay, so let's see what this little guy looks like. Now, when you cut, you roll it back and forth, then you push down into it, and wow, look at that guy right there. Look at that guy right there. Look at that. That's a beautiful, beautiful flower. Whimsical little flower. Yeah. So we're going to cut the other end as well. See what it looks like. There you go. Beautiful, whimsical little flower. And you can make anything with it. So in the next video, I'm going to show you just what you can do with this beautiful, whimsical little flower. Wasn't a whole lot of effort, just some circles and your willingness just to have fun and to create a beautiful little flower. So until the next video, thank you. Have a good day.